Hey there! Quick question, have you ever played Monopoly and thought, this would be way more fun if I just gave myself extra money from the bank when I was low? Yeah? So did my cousin Tyler. And that game ended with flip tables, a broken thimble, and an unspoken family rule that Tyler's not allowed near board games anymore. But that, my friend, is the perfect intro to today's story. Why printing more money always backfires. Let's zoom in on a fictional country, Inflation. It's a nice place, good coffee, people wear flip-flops to work, but lately, things haven't been so chill. Meet Alice. She owns a bakery in Inflation. She makes the best cinnamon rolls in town. People line up every morning. Life is good. Until one day, the government of Inflation decides, hey, we're running low on cash. Let's just print more. And everyone's like, wait, can we just do that? And the answer is, technically yes, economically yikes. So they fire up the printers. Suddenly, there's more money in the system. Everyone's got fatter wallets, people are smiling, spending. Bob, the local plumber, is buying Gucci flip-flops. Alice is selling out of cinnamon rolls before noon. At first it feels like a miracle, like the economy just took a triple shot of espresso. But here's the thing, there's still the same number of cinnamon rolls, same flour, same oven, same hours in the day, but now twice as much money chasing the same dozen pastries. So Alice, who's not dumb, thinks, wait, if everyone suddenly has more money, I should probably charge more. Boom. Price increase. Then Bob, still rocking those designer flip-flops, tries to buy eggs at the market. And guess what? Eggs are now triple the price. Because the egg farmer also realized he can get more from people swimming in cash. Before you know it, prices are ballooning like a birthday party gone rogue. And what started as free money turns into inflation, which is just a fancy way of saying, your money buys less stuff. Let's break it down with a simpler analogy. Imagine the economy is a pizza, and money is how we divide it, like slicing it up. If you suddenly print twice as much money, you're not getting more pizza, you're just slicing it into more pieces. So each piece is now thinner and sadder. Now back to inflation. At this point, everyone's confused. People are earning more, but also paying way more. Alice's cinnamon rolls used to be $3. Now they're $12 and come with a side of existential crisis. Bob's paycheck went up by 30%, but his rent went up by 50%. His Gucci flip-flops are starting to look like a bad life choice. And the government? They're pretending this is fine. They've got graphs, speeches. They say stuff like transitory inflation and stimulating aggregate demand, which is economics speak for. We don't really know what's happening, but please don't panic. But then, it gets worse. People start expecting prices to keep rising, so businesses raise prices preemptively. Workers demand higher wages to keep up, which means businesses have higher costs, so they raise prices again. This is called a wage price spiral, and it's like trying to put out a fire with a flamethrower. Alice now pays her staff double. Eggs cost more than rent, and everyone is nostalgic for the good old days when a cinnamon roll didn't cost a kidney. At this point, trust in the money starts to crack. And that, right there, is the real danger. Because once people lose faith in the value of their currency, it's game over. Suddenly, no one wants to save in cash. They rush to buy stuff, any stuff, because waiting means losing value. People start using US dollars, gold, crypto, or even cinnamon rolls. Because honestly, at least cinnamon rolls hold their value. And if the government keeps printing money to solve every problem, to pay debts, fund services, or just look generous, then inflation doesn't just creep in, it explodes. Hyperinflation kicks in, and things get wild. In some countries that have gone down this road, like Zimbabwe or Venezuela, people have literally carried cash in wheelbarrows, just to buy bread. Imagine needing $1 million note to buy a pack of gum. And then imagine that gum going stale because you needed 3 more zeros printed before you could afford it. That's what happens when you treat money like it grows on trees, only to realize the forest is now worthless. Now let's talk about why governments fall into the just print more trap in the first place. Enter stage left, the budget problem. Imagine a government is like your very relatable Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe makes $5,000 a month, but he spends $7,000 because, life, vibes, and bad decisions. Now, Joe can do one of 3 things: spend less, earn more, borrow or print money. Guess which one is the least painful in the short term? Yeah, printing. Because raising taxes makes voters angry. Cutting spending, even worse. But quietly turning on the money printer? That just looks like a miracle until the magic wears off. Politicians love printers because they don't make a sound until they explode. Back in inflation, the government thought they were heroes. They handed out stimulus checks, funded big projects, even bailed out the llama racing industry. But the money wasn't coming from growth or productivity. It was coming from thin air. And here's the thing. Money is supposed to represent value, work, goods, services, ideas, stuff we build, fix, grow, or create. If you just create more money without creating more value, you're not helping the economy. You're just diluting it. It's like adding water to soup. A little bit is fine, but too much, you've got broth-flavored sadness. Now, the central bank, like inflation's version of the Federal Reserve, was supposed to manage this. Keep inflation low, steady, predictable. But in a panic, they sometimes hit the big red print button too hard. And when that happens, it's hard to undo the damage. Once inflation takes off, it messes with everything. Savings lose value, investments get risky. People can't plan for the future because the prices keep changing like it's a game show. You walk into the store and bananas are $2. You come back tomorrow and they're $3. Next week they're $5 and include a handwritten apology from the cashier. This is why most economists treat excessive money printing like playing with fireworks in a gas station. It sounds fun, looks exciting, and ends in disaster. Meanwhile, back at Alice's bakery, things are rough. The cost of flour is up, staff wages are up, customers are grumpy, broke, and reminiscing about the $3 cinnamon roll days. So Alice closes early, Bob sells his flip-flops, and inflation starts begging other countries to lend them money in a real currency. Because their own currency has become so inflated, it's practically a balloon animal. And once a country's currency collapses, it's not just about money anymore. It hits food, jobs, healthcare, stability. People lose trust. And once trust is gone, rebuilding takes years, sometimes decades. All because someone said, hey, what if we just printed more money? Now don't get me wrong, printing money can help in very specific cases, like during a crisis, when demand collapses, and the economy needs a push. But that push has to be controlled, temporary, measured. Think of it like giving your economy a cup of coffee to wake it up, not injecting 5 cans of Monster Energy directly into its veins. Once you cross that line, where printing becomes a habit instead of a tool, you're not stimulating the economy anymore, you're frying it. And here's something wild. Even you can feel the effects of another country's bad printing decisions. If a big country prints too much and their currency drops, they might try to export like crazy to make up for it. Suddenly, your local industries are competing with super cheap imports. Jobs can vanish, markets shift, and boom, global inflation ripple. The money printer may be in one country, but the smoke travels everywhere. So yeah, printing money feels like a cheat code. But like every cheat code, it breaks the game. It might give you a high score today, but tomorrow, nobody wants to play. So in conclusion, printing more money always backfires when it's not backed by actual growth. It's tempting, it's quick, but it quietly robs people of purchasing power, erodes savings, and can spiral into full-blown economic chaos. Money isn't magic. It only works because we all believe in its value. And the moment that belief wobbles, even a little, it sets off a chain reaction that's hard to stop. So yeah, printing more money sounds like an easy fix, but it's the economic equivalent of duct taping a cracked engine and hoping for the best. If you want me to make other videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.